Story 1, The House on Breyer Hill. Chapter 1, The Inheritance. I hadn't spoken to my Uncle Richard in over 15 years. I wouldn't say we were close. He was a recluse, the type of man who appeared at family gatherings once every decade and left before dessert. The last time I saw him, I was 12. He gave me a chess set made of carved bone and told me not to play with it after midnight. That was the extent of our relationship. So when I received a formal letter from a law firm in Massachusetts informing me of his death, and the inheritance he left behind, I assumed there had been some mistake. I didn't even know he owned property. But the letter was clear: I was the sole heir to a manor called Breyer Hill, located in the forests near Ashbrook. At first, I wasn't going to go. But something in the wording of the letter gave me pause. The will had specific instructions: I was to visit the house alone. I was to stay for at least one night. And I was not to sell it until after I had heard its story. That phrase stuck with me. 2 weeks later, I took unpaid leave from work and drove north. The directions led me deeper into Massachusetts than I'd ever been, to a small town that barely registered on GPS. From there, it was a 15-minute drive into the woods along a cracked asphalt road overgrown with moss and tree roots. Breyer Hill was imposing. A looming Victorian structure with a steep roof, weathered stone foundation, and tall, dark windows that reflected nothing. The trees surrounding it seemed taller than any I'd passed on the drive-in, leaning unnaturally toward the structure like curious onlookers. The front door was already unlocked. Inside, the air was stale but dry. The furniture was old, but covered to protect it from dust. Everything looked paused, like someone had left in a hurry but expected to return. There was no electricity, just old gas lamps and a wood stove. The kitchen had a rotary phone mounted to the wall. I set my bag down and explored the first floor. Parlor, dining room, library, all lined with paintings of people who looked vaguely familiar. Their eyes seemed to follow me. I tried not to let that get to me. Upstairs, the hallway stretched longer than expected, with 6 bedrooms and a study. I chose the least creepy-looking room: no portraits, no mirrors, and the bed didn't creak when I sat on it. That night, I barely slept. Not because of fear. Just restlessness. The silence in the house wasn't like normal silence. It was heavy, like pressure against my ears. Twice I thought I heard footsteps downstairs. The second time, I got up and checked. Nothing. At some point past midnight, I heard a soft knock. I froze in bed, listening. Another knock. 3 gentle taps. Not on my bedroom door, but somewhere deeper in the house. Then silence again. In the morning, I told myself it was pipes, or wood settling. I made coffee with bottled water and sat on the front steps, letting the weak sunlight convince me it was all in my head. Then I found the note. It was in the library, tucked between the pages of an old leather-bound volume about American folklore. The note was handwritten, in my uncle's jagged scrawl. Do not trust the mirrors. Do not go into the basement. Do not let it hear your name. I read it 3 times before folding it into my pocket. That was when I realized something strange. The house didn't have a basement. Or at least, I hadn't seen any door leading to one. And yet, that night, I heard knocking again. Closer. Slower. And this time, when I checked the hallway, one of the mirrors had moved.